Nate from ALT Training Online, and we're with Frankie today to talk about ALTing. Welcome, Frankie.
Hello, Nate.
And we have a couple of simple questions for you to let everyone know about ALT stuff. So off we go.
Okay.
Okay, Frankie. So if we start, just tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, any professional things you did that led up to the ALT gig.
Okay. I'm from Ireland. I became interested in learning Japanese. I went to university in England to study some Japanese and economics. I was interested in the economics kind of job. And then I finished university and I was recommended, some people just recommended go to Japan, go to Japan. This was the 90s. So I came to Japan and did a job in 𝐴𝐻𝐻 school. And I thought I'd just stay for 1 year, but I quite liked it. It was really nice. And living in Japan was nice. So I just stayed longer and longer and longer.
Where did you first come to?
Living in Kawasaki. And I worked in 𝐴𝐻𝐻 school. So it was quite exciting. Like I'd been Shibuya, Ginza, then down to Kamata. So it was really exciting for me to go to all these exciting places and meeting not just Japanese people, but foreigners. I never met Australians, I think. I'd never met Australians before or so many Americans. So I was meeting all these foreigners. So it was really exciting.
People have that experience here. Yeah, it's a very international experience, LTs.
About 10 years of that, it was like, okay, I didn't mind it. I enjoyed it. And then I had kids and it was quite unstable working in 𝐴𝐻𝐻.
Yeah,
I tried
late,
to,
right?
I was with Nova, and that became very scary. But they kept me on, and but I was looking for ALT jobs, and I got one at last in Saitama. I've been ALT in a city in Saitama for about 10 years or more.
About 10 years now. Yeah.
More than 10 years, yeah. Lucky.
10 years, 11 years, about the same name, sorry.
So I was really lucky. I was really lucky. It was, when I was with the 𝐴𝐻𝐻 school, I was like always looking for work, checking Japan Times, sent out lots of resumes, didn't get good replies. But one day I was on the street nearby. I met an Australian friend. He said, "Hey, Frankie, there's a job going. Why don't you go for it?" I went for it, and after some interviews, they said, "Okay."
So you're a direct hire, like with the Board of Education?
Yeah, direct. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Oh, nice. So what about your employer? I mean, have they the training question, right? Have they given you a lot of training? I mean, how was the training? Was there any?
No, it's just thrown in. And I jumped in. I didn't hesitate. I jumped in, and all the training I got really was from my co-ALTs.
Right.
And the computer, checking the internet and getting an idea what an ALT was. I really didn't know what ALTs were until I started.
Wow, yeah. Here you go. Here's the job. Off you go. I mean, that's such a common thing for ALTs. Yeah, so we'll get on to the question about that team teaching training later.
Oh, yeah.
What about your contract? Is that like a year contract or is it longer?
It's 1 year and it seems to be stable. There's times when I've heard in the past that the salary will change and conditions change. They give us an interview every year around February, and you go in wearing your suit, answer questions politely, and they say, "Well, okay, we'll check." And then afterwards, a week later, they'll say you've been rehired. So it is a bit nerve-wracking.
Yes. We have a meeting in like January, and the system. I'm in Niigata City. The system here is that they ask the schools for feedback about the ALTs.
Yeah.
And then when we go to the meeting, the same thing in January, they give us a score between 1 and 5. And if you're a 1, you need to improve a lot. They probably still rehire you. I don't know. But if you're a 5, then you're doing the best you can possibly do. And they started this about 4 or 5 years ago, and nobody's ever had a 5. There's about 30 ALTs, 15 jet ALTs, and 15 direct hire. And nobody's ever had a 5. We always get 3 or 4. I mean, it seems like unnecessary paperwork or like a thing in business they do to check out how you're doing. They don't tell you how you can do better. Your score is a 4. And when we ask, okay, so why is it a 4? I mean, what am I doing wrong? I'm doing the same job every year and my score's always changing. Could you give me some feedback about how I can improve? No, you're a 4. Bye-bye. This year in July, we got an extra like 200,000 yen.
Was that a bonus?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've asked around on the Facebook group about that, and it seems that ALTs in other prefectures got it. Not JLTs, not direct, not private ALTs. Did you guys get that?
We did seem to get a bonus.
I'm not exactly sure what it is though. So if anybody
I don't know if it's the same as yours. We were there was something also changed in our schedule a few years ago where something happened and they started giving us bonuses instead of something else.
We became fiscal year employees about 5 years ago, and that's, you know, we should do a whole like conversation about fiscal year employees because it's a complicated thing. But our salaries got reduced, and they kept a certain percentage, but they give it back to us in July and December. The discussion we have here is that when they advertise ALT positions, they say bonus in July, bonus in December, get the job.
Right.
But it's not a bonus. It's giving us back the money that they've taken from us. So when that first happened, you know, us people with mortgages and things, we were suddenly down like 40,000 yen every month. We were like, you can't do this. And they said, we'll give it back to you in July.
And did they do that like suddenly? They didn't
give us any announcement.
Oh no.
But then this year we got no announcement. We suddenly got the extra 200,000 yen for, we're still not exactly clear what.
Right.
Let's shall we on to the next question then.
Okay.
It's about salary. What's it like living on the ALT salary for you?
It's nice. It's not, I'm not super rich or anything, but it's going okay. Like I read the scary stories about the dispatch company ALTs, and it's really sad. They don't get their salaries in the summer, or it's they keep cutting down their pay. But luckily I'm in a good situation.
Okay, it's always difficult to talk about money. Sorry about that, Frankie. Moving on. So the daily life as an ALT, I mean, are you in elementary schools or junior high schools? What's your schedule like? What it's like working with the JTE?
Okay, so the city where I work, there are about 10 junior high schools and about 20 elementary schools, and there's about 15 or 16 ALTs. And they've stationed us at schools. So generally one ALT is at one junior high school.
Right.
Some ALTs will be at a junior high school and elementary school, and others like me would be at 2 or 3 elementary schools. So I'm at 2 elementary schools, and it'd be like Monday one school, Tuesday the different school, Wednesday back to the same school, Thursday the other school, and then Friday back to my main school. And I work with Senkas.
I've never worked with a Senka. I'm still not. I know what a Senka is.
They're a bit different from JTEs, You're junior high school, are you?
Junior high school only, yeah.
Yeah, so JTEs, they've gone to uni and they've studied about, I guess they've studied about English teaching, but elementary school, they've started Senkas recently in some schools where a regular teacher, and that teacher will be the English person. The person will be teaching English.
Right.
And sometimes, and they choose the person for different reasons. They might choose the person because they've got some license for teaching English, or they're good at English, or they might have small kids and that they've got a busy schedule. So they get to be the main teacher, the T1 for a class, kind of run it. They're kind of like a JTE, and then the ALT supports them. I'm
going to ask if they're positive, but I'm going to frame this. Yeah. We have a Discord, the Niigata City ALTs, and not being too honest on YouTube, but ALTs say about the Senka teachers are not very positive. That they're a bit authoritative, or they're not so letting ALTs kind of teach.
Right.
Take all the roles they're putting them into.
Well, maybe it's different depending on the place. So my city Senkas are basically good.
Okay.
And they're getting support from ALTs. There's also ATs that help them, so they get lots of support. And I can see when some of them first start, I can see they're maybe a bit too bossy, like you said. They can be manual driven, and there's a manual with the textbook, and they want to follow the manual. Gradually, they evolve into better teachers. Usually,
yeah.
Basically, they're okay, but I'd rather be on my own rather than with the Senka.
Yeah. So, are they improving education generally? Would you say, or they will get there?
Yeah, I think they are. I watched the interview with Martin as well, and there was something about him as well saying how that gap. And I feel the Senkas, and if there's elementary school ALTs, I think we are helping the kids get better at English.
I think Martin mentioned the 𝐶uichi gap. I think it's called the.
It is a huge gap. Yeah.
You're at 4 schools or 3 schools? Did you say?
I'm just at 2 schools. Go different days to each school.
Yeah. Have you got any preference with elementary or junior high schools?
I don't mind either, but elementary is more fun. The kids are just happy and cheerful, less shy. Like the lessons are fun and happy. We don't have to do that hard grammar that you do in especially 3rd grade in junior high school. Lessons are fun. We're doing projects, singing songs. It's fun. And then they go to junior high school. No, not really. I don't mind it.
Do you have like the LTs I work with kind of mentioned there's a lot more class in elementary school, like they teach 4 classes a day or 5 classes a day, whereas in junior high school it might be 3.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like junior high school, you'll have your tests, well, like the 𝗀 tests, midterm tests.
Yeah.
So you'll have a break, won't you? Or you'll have loads of events where you don't have to go into class. You can do your whatever your study is. But there's no 𝗀 tests in 𝗏𝐿 elementary school. And
I mean, there's like you said about events. There's a sports day happening at the moment. There seems to be counselling class all the time just to practice sports day. Over the years, the teachers have asked me, "What's sports day like in England?" My response is, "Well, we do sports. We do like Olympic type of sports." I went to school 35 years ago or so.
Yeah.
But we did long jump, high jump, 100 meters, 400 meters, 800 meters. Did shot all of that. In Japan, it's not really sports, is it? It's throwing a big bouncy ball over your head and singing and dancing, and they're practicing for weeks and weeks.
The other thing is here as well. It's like the training is quite. I guess it's to get the students to bond, but the training is quite intense. Like they're cancelling classes and they're really tired. And I don't think we did that back in Ireland or England, did we? There was no training for sports day, I think.
My memory is that too. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But we just did it. Like sports days.
Yeah, that's what I think happened, yeah.
You're doing the 100 meters, you're doing the shot.
Yeah, it was not very organized.
We just
I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah. So it's not really a sports day, but it is what it is. It's just different way of doing something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so Frankie, I've gone to the last question, if that's okay. I wanted to ask you about you mentioned in our emails previously that you did a team teaching something.
My supervisor asked me to do a team teaching meeting. Actually, there was a meeting for something else for junior high school and elementary school teachers to get together. We're supposed to do something else. Then my supervisor said, Frankie, do something about team teaching. And so I did research, nice research about it. And I checked lots of things. I found a good page for Naruto University. Great videos for anybody who wants to watch it. It's really good. I recommend the JTs or ALTs or watch it. It's like 𝐴𝐿Techi team teaching, effective team teaching. And I got lots of stuff. Oh, I think some guys on this group also gave me feedback about sites. So you got a lot of information, and then I put it together. And to be honest, it seemed like everyone agreed with me. Like I said, what is team teaching? It's when the teachers work together as basketball players, pass the ball to each other, like soccer. You pass the ball and you try to get the goal. And I go, okay, we like that, And why team teach? Because the kids get to hear more English and there's more variety of games and stuff. Okay. And I was giving an example of what was it? Like parents. Like if you got 2 parents and a child, it's better if there's 2 good parents. The child will have better input. If the parents are not working together, or if there's only 1 parent, the child will be okay. The child will be okay. But if there's 2 good parents working together, the kid will be great. Another good example I gave. I hope this doesn't offend anyone. I said about the Beatles. The Beatles. When they're together, John, Paul, especially, when they're together, they'd really good songs. They'd team write, I suppose, and they'd get each other to help. And in the studio, they'd work on each other's songs. Then when they broke up, basically their songs were not that good as before, were they? So so I'm giving these examples, and the teachers who are listening, okay. And then so I did the what and the why. The difficult thing was the how. Like all the research, I can't find how you really do team teaching. Like I don't know what. The only ideas I could get were that if you say you're junior high school, your ALT, rather than just sit at the back or just read vocabulary, the ALT could try do some of the lesson, like explain the grammar, or that was one idea. Or like the ALT does an activity. That seems to be the common one. But something like that, rather than just ALT standing at the back and occasionally being a video recorder. So that was the thing. I just couldn't find the how. And the other teachers as well were saying how.
It was like a lecture you were giving, or was it like a workshop?
It was like a shotgun seminar of about 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it sounds good. I mean, I've never even heard of this Naruto team. I've just Googled it. Yeah. And I'll put a link to this below. But I'll be watching some of those videos and trying to get.
The Naruto guy. I don't know who he is or who they are, but it was the best site I could see, and I think the Japanese teachers will find it useful. Like some of the things you might find annoying are like the teachers immediately translating your English. That's one thing. I think he explains about that.
That's very common.
And another thing in Naruto as well, they said that the teachers should avoid using us as a tape recorder.
That expression is a bit dated now, though, isn't it?
What do you call it? A device.
Yeah. So the question of team teaching, the reference that everyone points to on their like academic papers, Mr. Wadder was the guy that came up with team teaching in 1986.
That was long ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. And he didn't have any definition for it, and it wasn't a tried and tested system. But all over the world now, there's team teaching situations. Like in the UK, for example, there's thousands of assistant teachers, but for all subjects, not just English like Japan. And it's a very common. I mean, there's lots and lots of books about team teaching now, and especially Japan and other countries. But it's never had a definition, and it should work because two teachers is better than one. It's a long conversation, that one, about how it's in Japan. And just yesterday, I put on our Facebook group 135 articles that I found about,
I saw those.
ALTs. Nearly all of them, I've read all of them, nearly all of them mention about team teaching. And 10, 15, maybe 20 are specifically about team teaching. So for anybody watching this to know more about team teaching, check out Naruto.
My final conclusion was that the best thing for team teaching was the relationship between the ALTs and the JTE. So the JTE or Senkas are kind of shy, and Japanese people tend to not want to mix work and privacy together. So, but I think they should, because it's teaching English and that. So
that's how you build relationships.
My conclusion was to make a paper. It's a list of about 20 questions, and I think they're diplomatic. The idea is like the JT and the ALT will sit down together, and the JT reads them to the ALT, and the ALT answers them, and the JT improves their English, gets to know their ALT, and builds a relationship. So
builds a relationship as well. I mean, if you've got a PDF of that, we can link it here. And I'll finally just say that, of course, on our website, we've got a course for team teaching.
I tried one of those.
Take that.
The team teaching one, I did that just before my seminar thing. So they're good. I saw those. They're great.
Oh, brilliant. So we invite others to do that too.
I recommend everyone out there.
So we finished there. That was like fast talking. We got an Irish man and an English man here speaking really fast. Where's the third person?
We need someone from another country, don't we?
Okay, buddy. So thanks so much for this.
Oh, no worries. Nice to meet you. Nice to hear you.
Nice ideas here from what we were saying. And any links for things will be below. Any final comment?
Good luck.
Okay, buddy. Good luck. Okay. Thanks a lot, Frankie.
Bye.
See you next time. Thanks a lot.